Hello guys. I'm going to start this lesson out with one-step algebra. So I want you guys to remember that your goal in algebra is to solve for a variable. The variable could either be a letter or it could be a symbol. So I'll show you a couple examples with the symbol, and then we'll go into the more basic algebra things that you see solving for x. So my first equation is heart plus 2 equals 3. So my variable in this equation that I'm solving for would be the heart. So what I want to do is get the heart by itself. So the 2 is in my way. So what I want to do is take the 2 to the other side. So since it's an adding 2, I need to do the opposite. So I'm going to do minus 2, and whatever I do to one side, I'm going to do the other side of the equal sign. So I'm going to minus 2. 2 minus 2, these cancel each other out. So my final answer is going to be heart equals 3 minus 2, which is 1. My next example is x plus 5 equals 7. So in this example, the x is my variable. So in order to get x alone, I have plus 5. So I have to do the opposite, which is minus 5. So I'm going to minus 5 from this side, and what I do to one side, I do to the other. My 5's cancel each other out because positive 5 and negative 5 is 0. I'm going to be left with an x on this side of the equal sign, and I'm going to be left with a 2 on this side, which was calculated from 7 minus 5. Another example would be y minus 3 equals 7. So in this case, my variable is y. So in order to get y by itself, I have to get rid of the negative 3. So since I have a minus 3, this is different than the last one where I had a plus 5. So in this case, in order to do the opposite, I have to do plus 3. And what I do to one side of the equal sign, I do to the other. The same principle applies. My 3's cancel each other, and I'm left with y equals 7 plus 3, which is 10. So my variable in this case, y equals 10. A minus 2 equals 3. So again, I have a minus 2 that's in my way. So I have to do the opposite. I'm going to add 2. I'm going to do the same to the other side. My 2's are going to cancel, and I'm going to be left with A equals 5. Here is 4 more examples. So this first one, x plus 6 equals 3. In order to get the x by itself, I'm going to have to do the opposite, which is minus 6. And I'll minus 6 to both sides. I'm going to be left with x equals 3 minus 6, and that would be negative 3. So that's my answer. X plus 7 equals 10. So in this case, I have to minus 7 from each side. And I'm going to be left with x equals positive 3. On the other side, I have minuses again. So the opposite of subtraction is addition. So what I do to one side, I do to the other. My 5's cancel. I'm going to get x equals 7. My final equation, x minus 10 equals 3. I'm going to have to add 10. Add 10. My 10's are going to cancel. My x is going to be alone. And I'm going to get x equals 13. So you'll notice in all of these examples, I got the variable by itself. In this case, it was the x. In other examples, it was the y. And in the first example, it was the heart. As long as your variable that they're asking you to solve for is by itself with nothing else, you know that you have completed the problem. So you guys can watch this video multiple times and see how you're doing with one-step algebra. And if you need any examples, just let me know.